It's Turkey Day, and as per tradition, we're out here in the Hunter Classic for a turkey hunt. And before we get going, I wanted to wish everyone who celebrates it a happy Thanksgiving, and hope everyone's having a good day as we lead into the weekend. Now, just to really prove my commitment to Turkey Day, as you can see, we can turn into a turkey today if we pause that just slightly. Not sure why that's a thing, but I decided to dress up with our Thanksgiving best, and we're going to go for a turkey hunt. Now, this is the one day a year where we try to hunt turkeys a little more realistically. So we've got our turkey decoys, which I'm assuming has something to do with what was happening there in the mirror camera. And essentially we'll go around, wait for a gobble, set up our decoys, and call them in. That is the sound we're looking for right there, and actually, it is right in front of us. So the good news is, setting up decoys does not have any additional sound. The turkeys aren't going to spook anytime we do that, regardless of distance. And we're just gonna try to find ourselves a spot right here. So I thought had 3 decoys, must have only grabbed 2, but that will still get the job done. And we'll find a spot maybe where we can see and try to bring them in. Not exactly ideal for seeing the decoys, but it is a spot where it gets us up over the brush to where we can at least see him coming in. And I think it's far enough away because we have literally nothing that's going to camouflage us from turkeys today. It should allow us to get a shot before he spooks. I'm not so sure our gobbler didn't just spook the moment that he called, because there's no sign of him, but we do have a hen coming in. And in the past this would have been a little bit of a problem, but this year we have a little secret weapon for that. It's just about silent. The crossbow pistol can take out turkeys from a pretty decent range, probably 30 meters before they ever run regardless of your hit. And if that gobbler's still coming in, he definitely will not have heard that. Now, I'm kind of doubting that he is. My best guess is he gobbled, we took like 2 more steps so we ID'd it, and that was enough to send him off. I never heard him flying though. Actually, he is coming in right there, so that worked out pretty good. We will go ahead and blast him with the shotgun. That problem appears every single year, where basically anytime you hit anything with birdshot in this game, there's a little bit of lag, unless you're shooting like a bird up in the sky. Because they're smaller, you don't get as many pellets impacting and hurting the frames, but hard shot with the crossbow pistol there, that wouldn't have mattered what we used. That would have dropped regardless, and again, you can basically hit a body shot out to 25-30 meters with that crossbow pistol, and they'll drop. It's really, really useful, and we may get to see it in action a little bit more in today's hunt. But as for this guy, looks like a pretty average bird, 9 kg headshot and a 43 score, and that will get us started. So naturally, the first setup goes just about perfect. Got the decoys in the right spot, we're in the right spot, and the gobbler came where we wanted them to. The second setup is almost the exact opposite. At least we're able to locate this guy. There's a hen coming in as well. I never heard that the entire time, but we're gonna go ahead and try to get the gobbler. It's not a big one. And that is the frame lag that I was talking about, but essentially we have the decoys back behind us. He had gobbled from kind of up the road a ways, and I guess for whatever reason decided to circle around almost, so not quite perfect, but at least we got him down. And I'm gonna say our second gobbler will be lower scoring than the first. Higher weight, but a 28 score. We'll gather up the decoys, and hopefully the next one's going to kind of go back to plan. That's why I show the first setup every time, so you guys can see exactly the thought process and what I intend to do for every setup, and I didn't quite go that way this time. Well, this time, we got the decoys and the turkey to come in the right way, but unfortunately, we didn't really have anywhere good to sit, so we just had to sit and wait until we could hear him coming in. And at least we're able to get our third gobbler down. That's one thing that we haven't run into yet. Despite the lack of camo, we've had no problems with turkeys actually seeing us, and actually 4 turkeys, counting the hen that we shot with the crossbow pistol, but again, probably just below average there. 9.3 kilos again. Actually hit the body, I kind of think we were at the base of the neck, at a 30.7 score. So if we could get one that's kind of the combined score of the last 2, that would be a little bit better. We're kind of working our way back towards where we started, and a lot of times, especially when you get a little bit later into a hunt, you can start to encounter turkeys sort of out in the fields. So that's the hope in heading that way right now. It turns out that hunting turkeys with a shotgun and potentially spooking off birds that were coming into our calls every single time we take a shot and making them unresponsive to calls for 10 minutes or so ends up with a whole lot of doing this. At least it's realistic, and I'm just hoping one responds so I don't have to hear it nonstop. You know, one of the kind of cool things that's happened with this being a tradition and every Thanksgiving coming out and doing this is that we've got blinds set up at all these spots. So finally, a good-sized gobbler coming in 60 to 70, and we're set up in our blind with no worries about him actually spooking. And at the beginning, these are all just tree stand spots. That just tends to be the most efficient way to hunt turkeys. Whether it's realistic or not, you can get the most out of a tree stand typically over hunting out of a ground blind. But in order to stick with the realism theme, literally all of our main spots here, from where we started to down here where we're at to even the golden tree stand, we've set up a ground blind to be able to do this. And it turns out that these spots that we have set up are just some of the best spots for turkeys, so we're going to find some near there, if not right at the decoys anyway. So it's just sort of best to have a blind set up and be able to utilize these spots for gobblers, and in this case, it looks like it's going to work out pretty good. He's a 60 minimum score, not the best weight, so probably low 60s if I had to guess, 8.8, and still a 65. That's indicative of a massive beard and spurs to score that high with such a low weight. And as per usual, kind of struggling with turkey trophy shots, but we'll go with that. I'd love to know what he would have scored with that extra maximum possible 1.2 kilos. I'll go and look at the scoring. I think it could have been, though, almost 70. If I'm not mistaken, it's just their weight in pounds plus the beard and spurs multiplied by, I don't know exactly what the factor is, but that's roughly like almost 3 pounds. Could have been right in that 68 area. And just in time, as we're probably at the last location for the day, we may have another chance to use the crossbow pistol. We have 3 different gobblers coming in. That one there's another pretty good one at 60 to 70. But before that gets into range, we're probably going to have to take this guy out. And the crossbow pistol is probably the only way to do that silently. So we still need him to get probably under 30 to confirm he's going to drop immediately. And I'm thinking even with this one kind of starting to get a little bit close, he's probably far enough away that he won't hear it. So let's have that ready. This guy is just getting to where we can see. Gonna crouch up to kind of speed this up. He drops and the others have no idea anything happened. This thing is the ultimate turkey weapon. But now, the plan's gonna be to try to double. We have the 60 to 71 back there. The other one is getting pretty close. So we're gonna try to get this guy out there at around 50 or so. And with our remaining shot, maybe we can take that guy. I thought I saw the other one fall. He did. Good deal. We got 3 from this spot. I almost used the second shot on the higher scoring one for a second follow-up just to make sure he'd go down. Glad we didn't. And that I think makes 8 gobblers now for this hunt. Not a bad deal. 45 score for that guy. The one that we shot a little more... Okay. The third one we shot I think is going to be in that same general vicinity. Looks like we must have hit the wing based on that. I've never seen that before. 9.2 kilos for him, 41 meters, hit him in the body, 39 score for that. And the last one, another pretty decent one dropped, I don't know, maybe 20 meters after we shot him. It wasn't too bad a deal considering the distance, and hit just about where we wanted. Got a couple of shots in the neck, a couple kind of in the body, pretty much what we could have hoped for at 44 meters. Neck indeed. I think the exact same weight and a 66 score. And that's just the way that it goes with turkeys. I've never been able to understand why this happens, but low-scoring turkeys almost always have a good weight. High-scoring ones rarely do. If you can get one, you know, with a beard and spurs like the 2 that we've shot today and a good weight, they're always right up there kind of at the top of what is possible. And while the sun may not be exactly perfect, I still like this better than the last trophy shot. Just the way this little hill is, this looks the best. I like the angle a little bit better. I think it looks more realistic for how the turkey's laying. And on that note, I think we are going to wrap up. So 2 60+ turkeys today. Not a bad deal, 65 and 66 scores. And typically with any holiday video, I like to keep it somewhat short because, of course, it is a day to spend with family, and I hope you all are doing that today. So on that note, that is going to do it for this video. Once again, happy Thanksgiving to everyone that celebrates it. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day leading into the weekend. And I hope to see you in tomorrow's stream over on Twitch. It may be the last stream for a week or so with rifle season upon us. We shall see, depending on how well rifle goes. So thank you guys again for watching, and I hope to see you there.